who will be telling us step by step the things he has done in this regard and how it has worked for him. So I wouldn't be saying so much about him, even though there is so much to be said about his person. Um, Paul Appel is his name. Most of you know him as Appel. And he is a writer, he is a producer, he is a cinematographer, he is an editor, he is a director. And when you put all this together, it is okay to say he is a filmmaker. He is also a biker. And he is one of us. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and let's welcome Paul Appel. Papel.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. You know, in life we need to be selfish to achieve so much. So whenever we have our actors gather, I'm always glad to be part of what they're doing, especially if we have to impart knowledge. Because I'm always saying that if our actors are very good here, we will spend less money to bring people from outside Abuja. So I'm always willing to share my little knowledge that can help us improve on our craft. That is why I'm here again to also talk and share some experiences or some techniques with our people, some tidbits. So are we ready?
Ready, sir.
Okay. I'll be talking to you I'm talking to actors today. As you know, I do other things in the industry, but I'm talking to actors because we need to prepare our actors for the big screen. And that's the reason why I'm here. And I want you to pay attention. So I'll be using examples from what I've seen recently. One of the norms that we have is that when we're making a film, in Abuja, for instance, we'll get a known face in Lagos, like somebody who we know is strong character, who can interpret the character, and we play the person to play our protagonist, which is a lead role. And then we just pack the rest of the people here and put them into that film. And what has been happening is that we'll see the actor that we brought here to act. We brought that person to act because we had seen the person in other films and we love the performance of the actor. But if you are honest to me, you will find out that the actor gets into Abuja here, we do our film, and the film sees struggles. And the actor appeared not to be like the person that we saw that made us to fly that person all the way to Abuja to act. Do you know why that happens? Acting is reacting to something, right? Acting is reacting to something. If I'm standing here and I don't do anything at all, there's nothing making me to act. But if the tree wants to fall and I move away, it has forced me to act. If somebody runs towards me and I dodge, the person has made me to move. So, I'm an actor. Then I'm paired with somebody who is not able to drive those elements that will make me act. I'll perform poorly, right? Are we getting?
Yes, sir.
I'll perform poorly because this person is not making me react because he's not able to convey the information that he needs or his or her needs to convey for me to act. So I saw a film called The Sister, done by Biodun Stevens. Who has seen that film? Sister, right? I wish many of us saw the film. In the beginning of the film, I heard so much about the film. They say if you watch the film, you move in tears and all that. So my wife looked for that film and said, let us watch the film. And I sat down to watch the film with her, and I kept struggling to watch the film. But the lady that is playing the supporting character I've worked with her in Lagos. She's very good. Kainde, she's very, very good. But in the beginning of the film, she's paired with a lot of people who are not able to act properly. So I saw her acting. Her acting was poor because she was reacting to what they were giving to her. So I kept struggling with the film. At one point, I even wanted to give up on the film. And in fact, I stood up because the dialogues were long. There was no sub text in what they were doing. Everything was on the surface. The actors that were paired with her were not internalizing their character. So it was just flat. And she herself was struggling in such a way that she was missing her character. She's also acted as an uneducated Yoruba lady, but she sometimes had to act herself. Like she would start speaking very good English because she's not able to stay in the character because the other person is not allowing her to stay in her character. Are you getting what I'm saying? So it's not enough for us to say we bring people in to pair. What do you want to add? How do you want to act with this person in such a way that when this material is taken away from here, and they say, who is that person that acted with you? Because for you to be a star, I must have had a connection with you that made me go on a journey with you or made me like you. There are some antagonists that the way they play their role so well, you like them, you hate them, but you like the way they acted their beat, right? So it means that you have something you have to bring in. You know, they give a script, you look at it, maybe you're supposed to play a role, and then you jump in to look at it, they don't allow me talk. They don't allow me talk. They don't allow me talk. There's no, I'm not saying much. It's because you think that acting is talking. It's not talking. Right? So I wanted you to know about narratives. You know, there's this narrative written in a script. If you see a foreign movie script, you will see a lot of narratives way before maybe one person will say a word. Those narratives you see are things that happen on the screen, not things that you say. But those things that happen on the screen is loud in the way you carry on to interpret the narrative. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
So you see, script narratives are the situations of the INGs. That's the doings, the moving, the beings within the space assigned for the character to live the experience expected of the scene. Compelling narrative puts a professional actor on the edge. You see, I'm not talking about dialogue yet. I'm talking about narrative. And the narrative is what the director uses to know what to tell his actor what he expects to happen. Dialogue is the character's tools of negotiation. An engaging dialogue is a trade-off for supremacy between characters. I said dialogue. You know, we look at dialogue like I'm talking, but in a film setting, when the writer is writing dialogue, who understands dialogue, it's going to use dialogue for the actor to use to negotiate his way out, or to negotiate his way up, or to ask for something. So you're not talking. You know, if I say, what would happen in the evening? I just say, what would happen in the evening? I'm setting everybody on their toes to begin to think, what do I want to happen in the evening? If I say, do you know what's going to happen in the evening? I'll ask a question, and it must draw somebody's attention to seek for the answer of that question. As I look at someone on that screen, the person in there wanting to know what is happening to this guy. So you hear, dum-dum, 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 and the thing is coming towards me, the sound is increasing, and I'm moving backward. You are not seeing what is coming after me, but you will be definitely connected to the screen. You can't say that America go that. You will watch, right? It means that I'm showing you a picture, you're hearing sound. Way before, even if I say it in my language, Telumo, you know that something is about to kill me, right? But I said it in my language. He said, oh my God. So what will an actor and all this, no matter the equipment that they bring, the crane, the camera, the lights and everything, all they're trying to see is your eyes, your facial expression, and how you react to something that is with you. That's why I said the actor, for instance, I'm here, you're supposed to talk to me in the way that I graduate from that. Listen, you're not saying it, you're flat. You're not giving the punchy lines to create that emotion. So I wait for you, you are saying that. And as you're not hitting me, then me, I'm just trying to, I can't do it. So she's begging me like that. And I'm saying, no, I can't take this. I can't take it. You know? She said, please. Then somebody pop in. The lady pop in and say, so you think I won't find you? I'm pregnant for you. She will say, really? You know? Switch. And I say, it's not what you're thinking. Can you have changed now? I'm just saying, it's not what you're thinking. Don't. Now she said, no, how can you do this to me? You're getting pregnant, and this is my best friend. So power has changed. I'm the one begging now. Then somebody pop in and say, so it's true that this guy is going out with you after you have 2 kids with me. You tell that woman, power has changed. You can say, you are disgusting. Do you understand? In the same scene, power is changing hands. Bam, 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 like that. Right? Now, if you know right from the narrative, because the person who wrote the story would have written that narrative. So if you don't read the narrative and understand it, the director will be suffering.
Nobody wants to play walk on pass or waka pass. We see it as a beg. We just take and fill up space. I think it also comes from most of our producers and directors because they price you very, very low. Because they say, okay, in our church scene, like you said, every scene, every role is important. Maybe we'll start looking at it from the point of directors who feels if I'm playing one role, because I, for one, I wouldn't even want anybody to give me a 5K or 10K. I can also let people, let them know that you can pay me 100K, 150 for this one scene role, because like you said, I also feel that the movie is not complete without what I'm saying. So how do we begin to, within the producers, within the directors, to know that you don't commonize a one scene of those who are playing walk-ons in a movie, because it's psychologically depressing, bringing me down, or those people who play such role?
You see, there are roles they call cameos. Cameo role. Do you know why it's referred to as cameo? It refers to a cameo because the person that you're going to play in that role will add extreme value to the film, but it's not going to be in the whole film. And that person that's playing a cameo role obviously is at a level in the society or a level in the industry. Do you understand? So there are cameo roles. If you find yourself that you are somebody who, for instance, we did the film that my brother acted with me. It's The Pledge. Now, our most senior, respected actor, father, practitioner, chief, possibly played a cameo role in that film. But he was the highest paid in that film. Do you understand? Pete Edochie played in that film, and he played, because there was a major character, there was a supporting character, but he was there. In fact, I added a scene so that the viewer will know that this man is in the film. If you look at the original story, he was not going to appear until towards the end of the story, when the children comes to the house, when they want to make the guy president to contest election. I told the producer, I said, you cannot have such a big masquerade, and it's in our film, I would not see him. So we created a scene that made him appear in the beginning of the film, like a flashback. Then we introduce him there. So once you see him there, you don't see him again, but you keep you on your toes. This Baba did this film. So that's a cameo role. There is nobody that will call somebody who has is in the industry at one level to come and play in a church as an extra, because there's something called extra. Extra roles, you don't act extra role because you want to be seen. It's a thing you do to get certain money and move on. And you find yourself around the industry waiting for an opportunity.
I want to talk about this narrative of a thing, because I was on set a few weeks ago and I didn't really bring out the best. Why? Because of the environment you talked about. It wasn't too conducive, like you said. If the environment is conducive, you make use of it. It wasn't conducive in the sense that, first of all, I didn't know what the narrative, like you said. And it's because of this firewire of a thing. I don't really know, like a new person. I don't know which one is extra and which one is the real thing. Because sometimes I'll be called upon. You're playing the extra and I will prepare and go. Because I'm used to our normal extra here. You just come and it's 3,000 or 5,000. You no role, you know. So by the time I got there, I was given scripts. And you know, I just want to like stress on the point that the so-called big stars, when you have them on set, you give them maximum attention and respect. You lodge them, you will even give them the script long before they arrive, before you fly them in. They have read it, just the narrative, and the whole thing has sunk into them. They try to put the character, not just the speaking of the grammar. But they say it's extra. And when you get there, just like you talked about God being partial. Sorry, I'm going to digress. I read a little education psychology, and we have what is called LTM and STM. Short-term memory and long-term memory. It goes with temperament. It goes with attitude. Everybody is not created the same. So, now you are called an extra. I'm telling you this because, honestly, I'm thrilled. You're really in depth in the business. I must commend you, sir. I give you that. How I wish it's only you who will be meeting on set, you know. Honestly speaking, because some directors are something else. Okay, they have called you to play an extra, and you're given a script. And my sister, lines of like almost a page or two. And they expect you to perform, to be superhuman. You were not told. They just call you, come, it's just a small thing, very soon, 5,000, you'll come.